Malleshwari. I request the professors to take the stage. We have our prominent chairpersons from the Department of Physical Education. We have Dr. Thirumale Kumar, Professor and Head from the Sports University. We have Dr. Ram Kumar from Amet University. We have Dr. Thiago from VIT University and Dr. Anbaragan from Bardiyar University. And we have the staffers from School of Computing, Dr. Anand and Dr. Sridhar, Dr. Sivakumar and Dr. Premlata. Please. Take the mic.
Check. So, good afternoon, one and all. I am Dr. Usha Sukanya, Assistant Professor from Department of Networking and Communications, School of Computing. And she is my colleague.
Dr. Nagamalleshwari from Networking and Communication. I'm an Associate Professor from School of Computing.
So, few months back, we had a discussion with Mr. James, basketball coach of sports department. So he has been doing a meticulous job of grading each and every player in the basketball team. So, and then he is trying to improve the performance of every player. So this has been done on a manual basis, and it seems quite tedious job. So the ask was to automate this system based on certain parameters where every player could be evaluated, maybe graded, and then that could be a better solution for improving the overall performance of the team. So we integrated AI using to be more specific, integrated deep learning into and computer vision in enhancing the performance of the player. So the project that we developed is, we considered 4 parameters: the feet alignment, leg alignment, body posture, and then the angle of elbow angle. So these are the 4 parameters that we considered. For every player, we trained a model using YOLO V11. We trained a YOLO V11 model using training set. And whenever there is a deviation in the threshold level, the key parameters will be indicated. So based on this, where the particular player is going wrong, that will be highlighted. Every player is assessed. He is given a grade. In case the player is not performing well in one aspect, there the performance will be graded as 0. So on a scale of 5, each and every player is evaluated, and it has been a very easy process to identify the key areas where the player is actually going wrong. So that is what the whole system is. And then we, my team, we have a team of students with under School of Computing. So they've been developing the entire system, and the website is also launched. So very soon we'll be extending it to other platforms, and this will be handed over to Directorate of Sports Department for their performance improvement.
So this website will automate the process and reduce the burden of the basketball coach. So that is the intention of developing this project, and we expect some suggestions to improve the website also. Thank you.
Now I call my students, probably Varun and team can come and explain the project.
Good afternoon to one and all present over here. Thank you for being here today. We are excited to present our project on basketball shot analysis using computer vision. This project was developed by my teammates Varun Gadi, Shiv Rastogi, Nakul Lembani, and myself, Palak Seth. As a part of our work at SRM Institute of Science and Technology, our focus was to improve the basketball shooting performance by providing real-time feedback using advanced computer vision techniques. Let's dive into the details of how the system works and how it can help players perform their shot. We have come up with a website platform for SRM basketball men's and women's team. The 15 key features of this integrated website platform for SRM basketball men's and women's teams is as follows. The SRM basketball website platform is designed to provide a comprehensive and a data-driven experience for players, coaches, as well as the management. Through secure logins, as well as all the stakeholders can access and interact with the key performance data, training schedules, match updates, and more, all within one centralized platform. So the key features I'll be mentioning are the training and the match scheduling. In this, the website allows the players and the coaches to view the match, all the training sessions, as well as the match schedules, ensuring alignment and effective planning. Second, we come up with daily logs and attendance tracking. The coaches can log the player as well as they can access the tools for the player's skills, fitness, and tackling understanding, providing detailed and data insights for both players and coaches. Another is, it is the data-driven performance tracking. The coaches, players, and management can access performance data over time, as well as when in-depth analysis, identifying trends over the entire improvement. Another points will be explained by Nakul.
Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Nakul Limbani from DSPS Department of SRMIST. So the other features of our websites are the data-driven performance tracking, which already explained by Palak, and now personalized player statistics dashboard. Each player has an access to his individual profile where he can see his performance analysis, key indicators, progress update, upcoming tournament, upcoming matches, his performance in the previous matches, and all the things. So he can analyze his personal statistics over the personalized dashboard. The sixth point is the team tournament reports. The website continuously adds the new updated reports continuously by fetching from the management team, and also so that the coaches and the students can easily fetch the details and analyze them in real time, so that it can continuously manage the insights into team progress and performance management by the coaches and the players also. And the seventh point is the advanced player statistics. So in real time, when the training sessions are going on or the matches that is previously played, they can analyze their performance through it in real-time updates to the individual player statistics, and the coach can access to all the player statistics at once, but the individual player can, if he want to see his personalized analysis of the performance, he can go to the user login and he can see his personalized analysis of the progress. Now, the eighth point is daily coaching reports. As coach can log daily training reports in the website, so he can access easily that which player is performing well, which player has been not performing well, and areas of improvement for the player. So he can guide the players through that analysis. It will be very helpful for performance enhancement and as well as the injury prevention in the players. And the ninth point would be weekly performance feedback. With data from the daily logs, players receive weekly feedback based on the training and performance, so that daily they get the feedback as well as the coach can get the feedback, so that they can easily analyze the performance, and also they can enhance the performance and prevent the injury from their insights. So our websites show the output data in the form of video as well as CSV file for the future reference for the helpfulness for the coach as well as players. And further points will be explained by my teammate Shivrastoji. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Shivrastogi from DSBS Department, School of Computing. Now I am going to explain the furthermore functionalities on our website. So it includes the data-driven goal settings. It enables players to set the realistic goal on the basis of their feedback. And the most and important functionality in our project includes the player-coach communication hub. In our website, there are two user roles. First is player and another is the coach, that is the admin. If the user is player, they can upload and analyze their video and get the result of their training video, and they can see their performance and stats in the player's role. And if the user is admin, the admin can see all the players' details. They can give the feedback to the players so that they can improve their training skills and all. And it will help the admin to establish communication with all the players from our website. And another functionalities in our project include is live match streaming. You can also stream the match live via YouTube and all the other channels. Now, I would like to call Varun on the stage to explain other.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Varun, and I'll be explaining the further functionalities of our website. The main features which we have integrated here right now, which are not explained as of now, one of them is the player progress report. When a coach has his 10 to 15 players in each team trying to play around for the SRM team, you really don't have a catch of each and every player of how they have been performing. So this website offers you this field where you can select a particular player, analyze his shooting skills, his mistakes, and the coach can then call upon that particular player and then analyze him along with the video and the footage angles that will be showing you next. The next feature that we have added is the injury and the recovery training. Once a player gets injured, the main problem that occurs while a player is injured is you really don't know what's his rehabilitation phase. So one of the main features that was told by James sir was that he wasn't able to figure out as to when his player will be fit exactly for the next match or the next series. So this issue was solved by the date of the injury will be mentioned on the website by the player and the coach. And based on the extent of his injury to that player, we'll be allocating of rehabilitation time, and then we'll be assigning a particular time where the player will be available for the next playing game for SRM. And the next feature is the seasonal performance analysis. So you know how the next generations are actually performing better than the older generations, or how the new batches are coming in. So in order for James sir to really understand of how his players are performing, the newer ones, he can actually have a comparative analysis of the reports of his older players and his newer players. So he can really compare the two players, and then he can really have a seasonal performance generation of the report. And then on basis of that, he can really classify as to which player is better and how. The one main feature that sets us apart is the unified access for all the stakeholders. So that SRM basketball website platform offers this secure login for the players, the coaches, the management, and all the other players who want to view the statistics of the SRM management team. The users who are not using them, the ones who are outside the SRM, can also access them by seeing which player has been performing how, in which tournament, and how well has he performed. So our main goal is to ensure this seamless experience and bridge the gap between the SRM team, the SRM coach, and the people who, or the family and the relatives of those people who are coming in and having a watch at the SRM basketball team. So now we'll be explaining you the website, the whole functionality of the website, and I'll give it forward to Shiv and Palak, who were the main carry forward for us in the main front end and the back end part. I'll be giving it over to Palak, who will take you through the whole website, which will be handled by Shiv here.
So as it was mentioned by all of us, that it could be logged in by all of the people who are a part of SRM. So this is the home page where all the updates would be coming for the latest news. Here is a brief introduction of what our website actually does is explained over here. The two teams, that is the SRM men's team and the SRM women's team, have been defined over here. Then you can view the game schedules, which would be upcoming games on the daily basis. Here is the latest news not just confined to SRM, but all the latest news which is being going on in the basketball sports all over the world. Here you can view it live on our Instagram page as well as on the YouTube, where the live streaming would be going on. Then the standings, depending upon how many the total number of losses as well as the wins have been there for the matches of both SRM men's teams as well as the women's team. Moving ahead to the games page. In the games page, as mentioned in the home page, you can view all the schedules of the games which would be in the upcoming days. Moreover, you have an opportunity of hiding the scores as well as not hiding the scores in the games page. Then for the teams, there are two teams as defined, that is the men's teams and the women's teams. For the men's teams, the entire overview of how many number of matches have been played, the last match, the leaders of the match, as well as the roster, which defines the jersey numbers, as well as the rankings of the people. Then moving ahead to the standings page. Standings page will be giving us all the updates regarding the number of the matches which have been played and where the SRM team has been put forward in winning the matches and losing the matches. Now the main content where we have analyzed the video comes in. You need to register. We have already registered as admin. This is the admin page as we have already registered. So this was basically our main concern for James sir, that he can log in. Here all the people who have registered, all the people and have analyzed their videos could be seen by James sir or whosoever the coach is. So here the complete statistics and the analysis of the person would come. Suppose if I would have logged in, then James sir would be able to see my entire statistics throughout the videos which I have been uploaded, as well as he can download my video and view the video accordingly. So this is the video, and this video will be giving us the entire report of where I have scored a point, where I have not scored a point, and what were my elbow angles and all the 5 parameters. Moving to the user, how is it beneficial for the user page? We'll log in as a user over here. As a user, you can update your profile over here. You can search for your favorite teams. You can search for your favorite players. And then for analyzing your own video, you can upload a video over here. Once we upload the video, it will analyze the video and give you the updated video with all of your readings. Moreover, it would be, since it was mentioned by Nakul, it would be updated in the CSV file and who will have the complete database by James sir. So once it is uploaded, we can view it in the results section. It has been uploaded. We'll be able to view. Moreover, it will give us the feedback of where we need to improve on, like the feet alignment or the joint angle. So wherever the improvement is required, those improvements could be there, and we can download those videos. Now, how we have basically proceeded with it, that would be explained by Nakul and Shiv, since they have worked on the YOLO V5 and YOLO V11 models.
Good afternoon again. So as you've seen that the user can able to upload the video and he can finally get the analyzed video as the output. We already implemented using the MediaPy and YOLO V11. We used YOLO V11 to detect the objects like rim, basketball player, and all the things. And see, as shown in the output, it's probably with the nice confidence score, it is able to detect the people, basketball rim, as well as basketball. And after that, we implemented a MediaPy for pose estimation landmark so that it can capture the body landmarks properly. And also, using that, we can analyze the angles of the joints and other parameters. So we can score on basis of that. In real time, it can see if in the top left corner, it's showing the real time the output of the angles and all the things. Is it correct or not? The areas to improve and all the things. If you are able to see when it will be play in real time, it is detecting the body landmarks and properly showing the angles and all the things, so that coach can easily point out the particular frame where the player needs to improve the angle, all the things to prevent the injury and also perform enhancement of performance. So yeah, it is the videos and output. So if anyone has any questions or something, you can ask. And also we are having a feedback form. Please give your feedback on our website and all the project. So yeah, you can please scan the QR code for the feedback purpose. Thank you.
Sir, I would like James sir as well as all of our teachers who were involved in the project to come on the stage so that we can have.
Thanks for the very good presentation, and really it's very informative. But my one of the doubt is when you are assessing the performance and analyzing the performance, you are only analyzing the physical performance of an individual player. There are other aspects, psychological and also the biorhythm. Biorhythm is the body movement. Sometimes the performance will be in peak, and sometimes it will be down, and sometimes it will be it will be going like this parabolic. So this biorhythmic analysis And psychological analysis, are you considered as in the performance or not?
Hello, sir. So psychological analysis, it's a bit tough with the AI because it connects to the brain and the decision making. So cognitive things we have not yet developed. For now, we just developed the biomechanical things have developed, the feet alignment, the elbow angle, those aspects we covered. So going forward, definitely we would try to, add this cognitive skills also. Thank you.
Just one question. James, you are experienced, Albert also expert in basketball. See, analyzing our own performance is very good to, as a feedback, it will be very good for enhancing our own performance, right? But at the same time, if it is open to everyone, if I understand the James playing ability in which he is plus and minus, it is easy to tackle when we are playing against James, right? So how we are going to manage with that?
It is only for us. It is only for us.
It's not open to everyone.
No, it's not open to everyone. It's not a public domain.
Okay.
Yeah. It's only for our team.
Okay.
Players and SRM.
The intention is to reduce the burden of the coach, sir. Actually, he has been maintaining the key parameters of each and every player in an Excel sheet. And when we had a discussion, he showed me the Excel sheet with so many numbers. He's been really doing a meticulous job, but then that increases his burden. Rather, if that could be reduced, he can eventually concentrate on improving the player's performance. So that is what we are trying to automate.
It's a good work. Congratulations to the team. I have a basic question. What are the parameters you have considered?
Regarding the shooting, this thing. So it's actually like we started with the shooting and we will add more skills and also the fitness aspect.
Okay.
So video analysis, now we consider the feet alignment and the posture and the elbow alignment and the trajectory of the ball.
Because there is some more variables to be added, then only you can have a total picture. And another one question.
It's a developing model. That's why we just
I can understand.
open for the
Okay.
suggestions. Yeah.
Then a layman's question. What is the difference between an app and a website? Instead of developing a website, why don't you go for an app which can be used by your circle? What is the difference?
Basic step we have developed the website design, and later on we'll provide as an app.
Okay. Website is a basic. App is a second version.
Yes, we'll do.
Oh.
App.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Do you have any proposal to name this app? Dedicate? Website.
So the name of the app will be Arc to Accuracy. So from the shooting time when you start your shooting, it's Arc.
Okay.
And then once you're able to perform and you have your analysis, it will be called Accuracy. So Arc to Accuracy will be the name of the app.
Okay, very good. Nice. Thank you.
Sir, I have since you mentioned about the psychological thing, is there any app already available to monitor it?
During game.
No, in general.
Other questions are available. Online questions also available.
Only the coach can analyze or assess.
Psychological variable, according to the situation, it will vary.
There are paid version, manual
I
questions.
just
are
wondered,
there.
like, if it's
App is
anything
already
is available, we would incorporate.
It is there, available.
It's available.
Available. Online questions are available, digital questions is available. They have to sit and
No, by
answer.
detecting the.
They have to sit and answer. It will give the answer. They are introvert or extrovert,
Sir,
whether
mic.
they are stressed
Mic,
or
mic.
not. Just a minute. Sorry, 6 minutes.
This one training program is called psycho-cybernetic. That's feeding in the positive strokes and positive skills in his nervous system, and then something it will happen. So it's one psycho-cybernetics is one of the psychological training fitted in many things in your nervous system, and that will be reflect in the game situation. So that is all. It's very complicated, but still there is, I don't know.
So it's a wearable or it's a wearable gadget or?
Before.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. I thank the director, sir, and Mr. James, sir, for providing this opportunity.
No, no. The presentation, really, the presentation shows it's your teamwork and hard work.
Yes, sir.
And very good basic, the monitoring mechanism, really good initiative. I always said that Dr. Mohan and his dedicated team always trendsetter. This is one of the initiative, and also these are the evidence and benefit of the physical education department collaboration with the computing department.
Yes, sir. Yes, exactly.
Really very good initiative. Hats off.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That was a great initiative by the Srmist students and fraternity. I request Dr. Naran sir to come onto the stage. We are here to facilitate you, sir. Please, sir. Request Dr. Natraj to felicitate our honorable teacher. அதாவது ப்ரொஃபஸருக்கும் டீச்சருக்கும் நிறைய வித்தியாசம் இருக்குது. டீச்சர் டீச்சர்ஸ் பேசிக்ஸ் எங்களெல்லாம் நல்ல மனுஷனாக வளர்த்தது சார், புரியுதா? அப்புறமா படித்தா ப்ரொஃபஸர் ஆயிடலாம், பட் த பேசிக்ஸ் டு பி அ ஹியூமன் ஈ டாட் அஸ். நீங்கள் சாருக்கு போதும். உங்களை கௌரவப்படுத்துறாரு. டாக்டர் நட்ராஜ் இஸ் ஃபெலிசிட்டேட்டிங் டாக்டர் நாகராஜன். எங்களுக்கு எல்லாமே சார் தான் டீச்சர். தேங்க்யூ சார். தேங்க்யூ. I request Dr. Trimali sir to come on the stage. Dr. Rajkumar Jesus will felicitate you, sir. Please. வெல் விஷர் ஆஃப் எஸ்ஆர்எம்எஸ்டி. எப்போ நாங்கள் எதுக்கு கூப்பிட்டாலும் சரி, சின்ன விஷயமா இருந்தது பெரிய விஷயமா இருந்தது சரி, வென் எவர் வி கால் ஹிம் வில் பி ஆன் இஸ் டோஸ் டு விசிட் SRM University. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your concern.
On behalf of Directorate Sports, Jesus Rajkumar to honor Dr. Trimali sir. Our friend Tyagachandan, Dr. Tyagachandan from VIT Vellur. Felicitated by Dr. Asad Ali Khan from SRM Institute of Science and Technology. Both of classmates during the UG and PG program. Dr. Ram Kumar, the Amet University, Director of Physical Education, felicitated by Dr. Albert.
Dinesh Varshan from VIT University.
Hello. Like first, I would just like to start with a warm welcome one of present over here, and I just like to start with two thanks for the with like thanks for like I'm sorry, like I would like to start with two thanks. One is for the organizing committee who has like organized this event, so which helps us to learn something. So I would just like thank them, and the other one is like one of like guests who have just came here who just give their time to listen over us. So I just like to thank them too. So first, basically we have just tried to predict in a soccer match. Like we just tried to predict on a player's speed and then distance he covered, and then like we just try to differentiate the player who has a ball with him and the player without a ball. So this is what we just tried to do. So I'll just go with like, okay, our just problem statement is like basically the seeing like view of game has been changed drastically before like from past to today. So like everything today has been changed as data. So like here we just trying to extract some sort of data from the like a match, and then we just try to get a strategy of that team or something like that. So this is what we just trying to do. First we'll just show what we have done, and then I'll just go with how we have done it. Like in the video.
Dear participant, you can take only 8 minutes to explain. 2 minutes for the questions. Not more than that. We have another 6 participants.
Sure, I'll try to do it. Okay, like this is the output video which we just tried to predict on it. So you can just have a look over it, and then I'll just continue on it. Okay, fine. Like basically here we are just trying to do few things, which is finding a player's speed and then kilometer distance covered on it, and then we are just trying to differentiate between the two different teams and referee, and then a ball like this. Like we just do this thing using YOLO V11, which is a new version of YOLO, which like I guess the previous team also worked on YOLO V11, I guess so. So the same algorithm we do here, we just combine here with an data track plus an YOLO V11 to just track and differentiate the players, referee and ball in that particular video, or like okay on the game. So with this, using both this algorithm, we just given a player ID to differentiate like which player and which. So this what is our first task to get this an output, and then we just differentiate two different teams. This is like basically done using an integration of k-means algorithm. So here we'll just keep k value as a 2. Here we just try to get an outbox of a player image. This is done basically by like we just crop this. This is done by YOLO V11. So and then like for differentiating the team members, we just try to take an upper half of the body to identify his jersey color. So this is basically done by dividing the bounded box by 2. So then we just consider it from 0 to 2. So since we just get an upper part of an photo, so by this, and then considering k as a 2, so we just do a k-means algorithm over here and convert it to a 2D array. So by doing that, by doing like after converting it to a 2D array, we perform k-means and we can just differentiate two different teams. So this is how we just work on to differentiate two different teams. After the second step, which you would have seen the output video, which is like a camera movement. In this, like to identify the camera movements, we just basically do this using an optical flow. So we just loop through each frame in that video and then convert that frame into a grayscale to calculate this optical flow. So after like looping through each this thing, we'll just calculate this optical flow by like previous grayscale thing and the current grayscale image. Like by this we just calculate it and update the camera movement. So we just update this camera movement like this, and then we just differentiate the player who has a ball with him and the player who do not have a ball, like basically a ball player. So this is just a second. Okay, this is basically done by like after identification of players, ball, and this thing, we just using distance formula, like equilibrium formula, we just identify which player is near to the ball. So we just do in all 4 directions. By doing this with the player, which by considering a threshold value, we just consider like which player is near to the ball, and we just consider him as an ball, the player with the ball. So this is how we do this to ensure which player has a ball. And then like for ball accusation, like to calculate ball accusation, we just initially loop through each frames of the video, and then here we just try to find the ball first. Once the ball is identified, like we just call back the ball player assign method over here, and this is like after calling over there, we just update the ball control of the team. This is like it is basically done okay, the player who has a ball is like noted and identified which team is belonged by already identifying which team he is. So by this we just find which team he is belong and then considering the ball position of the game. So this is how we do this ball accusation stuff. And then at last the main parameter is like the speed and distance of the player is calculated. So initially we just set up the frame like default frame window and frame rate, and then we just in this case we just try to identify only the player, since we are just calculating the speed and distance of the player. So we just exclude ball and referee over here. After that, like we just do a batch process to do this. For calculating, we just need for calculating distance, we are just using this time lapse stuff. So with this, we just calculate first within the speed in meter, then we just convert it to an like kilometer per hour. This is how we just do the stuff, and then we just update the speed of the player and distance covered. And at last, from this video, we just try to extract all this parameter as data into a CSV format. We'll just try to extract it, and we are just calling an API call over here to get a find report over here, which like what with this parameter what we can just predict on it. Like on both teams we are just calling over here. So I'll just show you on that report too. Okay. Once we just get an output as this video, from that video is just trying to convert it to an CSV format, so we can just make an API call and then we get a find report like as this of both the team. We can just get like what has happened and what are the things or like I guess from morning in this seeing like everyone was speaking like their own team performance, like measuring their own team. In this case, we can just also try to predict the opponent team as well. So pretty good. Like it also help us to work on how we should work to defeat them. So like it has your dangerous too, but like we can just work on that too. So like this is the find report we just get over here. For this API call, at present we have used Gemini AI for some token concern. Like the ball accusation, we'll just get a ball accusation output as an for each frame. For each frame, like which team has a ball, we just get over there. For a token constraint, we'll just give a last array to an API call. So where this last array has an entire history of this ball accusation. So by giving this, we'll just can get a fine report. And for doing this stuff, we are just done some literature survey, and there is a confusion matrix too. For this, I'll just call my teammate to continue on that.
Greetings all. Considering the time constraint, I would like to quickly grasp up the literature survey. Here I will specially emphasize on the paper which are closely related to our presentation. In the fifth paper, AFI Junks and Hauling Junks paper, YOLO OSA model is used. YOLO OSA is nothing but object-specific annihilation or attention module. Here we have used DenseNet integrated with YOLO, so it is called YOLO OSA model. Here if we check, the limitation in this paper is 21.7% of precision, and recall we have it as 54.9%. Actually in machine learning and deep learning or AI models, if the recall value is higher, then we conclude that the model is good and efficiently working. Moving on to the next slide. Here, if we consider the last paper, Bano Tulasiya Nayak and Mohammed Farik's paper, they have used a YOLO V3 based model for real-time detection and tracking in soccer analysis. Here, if we check, they have used a sort algorithm, whereas we have used a bytrack algorithm for continuity of frames without losing any camera movements or shifts. Here, the one more limitation in this paper is they have not used any self-annotated training data. But in our video, the output video which we are generating is annotated as you saw. They were speed, distance, camera movements, and the team ball control with the accurate values. The main advantage of our paper is we have real-time values. In this, they have used pixel values, so we have converted into real-time measurements, like in meters. This is what the literature survey we have concluded. And according to what Dinesh has said in architecture, we have two different models trained. One is using the base model of YOLO V11, and other is enhanced YOLO V11 with additional image processing techniques. In base model, we did not get much processing efficiency since it only detects the person and the sports ball. Other elements like referee, goalkeeper are not predicted, as you see in the figure 1. But in the figure 2, after enhancing with image processing technique, we have identified referee separately, and we have identified player, and the ball is identified. Here, moving on to the next slide. This is a basic comparison of following some key metrics. If we consider the frame rate or real-time performance, it is very less in base model, whereas in enhanced model, it is high. Moving on to the next thing, training. Previously. Tracking accuracy. Tracking accuracy is low in base model, where it's high in enhanced model, since we have used some image processing techniques. For tracking continuity, as the tracking accuracy is high in enhanced model, similarly the tracking continuity also will be high. The last thing is the team differentiation accuracy. It is poor in base model, since we have not used any additional integration or enhancing it to improve the efficiency. It is just a raw model of YOLO V11. Okay, this is an example snippet that we have attached here during our batch training. We have converted our additional video into 749 frames for easier and efficient observables. Previous slide. Yeah, if you notice here there are different annotations like 1, 2, 3, and 0. Here 0 represents the ball, 2 represents the player, 1 represents the goalkeeper, and 3 represents the referee. So this is how we have made batch training to bring out an efficient model. Next. This is the video which you saw in the beginning and Dinesh has explained. If you notice here, there is some real-time metrics, as I already told. It is in meter and kilometer per hour. Next slide. Okay, this is the slide which explains the efficiency of our project. Here, this is in the first figure, it is confusion matrix normalized data. Here in the x-axis, we have the true value. That is the actual data which we have. And in the y-axis, it is the predicted value. And this is the value predicted by our model. Here, if you check, goalkeeper is correctly predicted as goalkeeper for 74%, and player is correctly predicted as player for 98%, and referee is correctly predicted as referee for 72%. And we have not populated a data set with the background and ball data. We have only less data regarding live data regarding it. So the efficiency is little less in background. If you see that image over in the left corner, it is precision recall curve. Higher the precision recall value, the efficiency of the model will be high. So if you look at there is a green line, which is the player, it is 98%. One minute. Yeah, if you see, there is a green line, which is a player of 98%, and followed by the orange line, which represents the goalkeeper, and it is having 96.7%. And we had one red line, which is referee, which is 80.8%, and the all classes, that is combining all the objects that we have detected in our project. It is for 74%. We have predicted using mean average precision at 0.5 threshold, 50% threshold. And the down curve explains the confidence level, which analyzes the score, F1 score. In machine learning, if we use F1 score, it detects the how efficient the algorithm is. So according to this, if we check, there is a green line in top as well as player. Orange line represents the goalkeeper, red line represents the referee, and dark blue represent all classes, as I already told. Here in the x-axis, we have confidence level, and in y-axis, we have F1 score. Here, this curve generally depicts F1 analyzed using different confidence threshold. Next slide. Okay, this is the final result picture, which is in the top above. Here, we are having two different laws. One is training loss, and other is validation loss. And we have two different metrics calculation. One is precision and recall, as I already told. First of all, loss is nothing but how the value is getting altered while comparing the value that is actually present. Deviation from the actual value is called as loss in general term. Here, comparing, in the first picture, it is box loss, which is also called as bounding box loss or localization loss. Here, we have some concept called as bounding box coordinates. This curve measures the difference between the bounding box coordinates and the actual truth value. That is the actual ground value we have with us. Here in x-axis, it is representing the number of epoch that we have trained, and in y-axis, it represents the loss value. Here we have trained our batch for more than 100 epoch, and if you notice, if it is a good efficient algorithm, the loss should decrease during each epoch. I think you can visualize it. For each and every epoch, there is a decrease in loss. Whereas if you notice the metrics here, generally while using object detection or some tracking algorithm, you should think on to the metrics that is IOU, that is intersection over union. At some threshold values we should analyze. Here we have analyzed using 50B and 50 to 95B. This is the threshold value of the recall and precision thing. Here the curve have been increased. And this is a small snippet of the AA report. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. That was a wonderful presentation. You have any questions?
Okay.
Yeah, I have some question.
Yeah,
For the tracking, what is the algorithm you have preferred here? You had run the tracking.
Yeah, byte tracking plus this YOLO V11. So you might just.
Okay. Actually, we have used by-track algorithm. Here in by-track algorithm, as I already mentioned, it is to just have a continuous loop over when we are jumping from one frame to other frame without getting any data discrepancy or miscalculations. For instance, I showed you a picture of batch training. It will be at some camera movements at some axis. While the camera is moving from one axis to other axis, we should also track in that particular time. So without miscalculating anything, we are using this by-track algorithm to easily capture the optical space that is present in the ground while playing.
Okay. Have you tried any other YOLO model? Because YOLO V11, it is an advanced model.
Yeah.
Have you tried any previous model?
Actually, during literature.
No, in the literature they have worked on.
Yeah.
For your work,
we just tried with YOLO V8 too. For this training purpose, we just tried on it.
How much efficiency you have got in that?
Okay, we didn't actually work on that confusion matrix, so we didn't know that. But we just worked on this YOLO V8 too. First, our initial thing was trying with this YOLO V8 for this training purpose. Later, we just tried with YOLO V11 nano model. Yeah.
May I know what is the size of your data set? Is there any data set you have used, benchmark data set?
We have used RoboFlow dataset,
Okay.
which is publicly available. And we have, additionally, we have used video. So we are converting the video into frames
that is
for
okay.
training the video.
Just I need to know what is the benchmark data set. Okay, fine.
Even I would like to add, we have even used YOLO V11 model as a base model without using enhanced methodologies. So I think without using the advanced technology, we got really less efficiency, and we have improved it by integrating some image processing techniques.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We are on to the next presenter. That is... sir.
Yeah.
Use the mic. It is poor and better.
Yeah.
Do you find any reason behind this, or do you have any justification? Base model also poor, enhanced models better only. Okay, and the team differentiation accuracy. Do you have any reason behind this?
Okay, actually YOLO V11 is basically a new version which is RISE. So it should get optimized soon. So as it's optimized, our result will be more accurate.
Poor to better you are now.
Sorry?
It is possible to get higher.
Yeah, sure. Since if we just try with some other model instead of YOLO V11, we just get some other a better thing. Since YOLO V11 is latest, the upcoming, it should get optimized. If it gets optimized, we'll just get a better result over there.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. We move on to Anita Sri, University of Madras.
Tatra sthitau yatno abhyasaha. Practice is the effort for being established in the state of mental peace. A very good evening to one all present here. Myself, Anita Sri, a research scholar from University of Madras. My study based on yoga. Yoga on impact of dance's life and health. My first question, why not dances? If Mallarkamba and Silambatam, others consider as a physical thing, dance is also kind of a physical thing. So that's why I chose my background of the study, yoga and Bharatanatyam. Yoga and Bharatanatyam is a technique, which is a skill-based technique given by WHO. World Health Organization defines a technique which is a skill-based health education, which is helpful in creating and maintaining a healthy lifestyle through the attainment of knowledge attitude, skill, and behavior. To explore how Yoga Sadhana and Yoga Nidra affect selected physiological variables like cardiovascular endurance. Being a Bharatanatyam dancer, I know how difficult tackling my breathe while dancing. So I chose physical variables like resting pulse rate and maximal oxygen uptake among Bharatanatyam artists. For this, I chose Yoga Sadhana and Yoga Nidra. Yoga Sadhana, integrated yoga into Bharatanatyam that will help dancers' postures, alignment, and endurance. And Yoga Nidra, the practice is particularly beneficial for those in performing arts, and it offers deeper relaxation, mental clarity, and emotional resilience. Importance of yoga for Bharatanatyam artists. For Bharatanatyam dancers, yoga offers a path to sustain and improve their craft, enabling them to perform with grace, precise, and emotional depth. Not only alignment and posture, yoga provides the breathing technique, yoga provides the mental clarity, yoga provides the discipline to the Bharatanatyam dancers. Aim and objective of my study. The aim. The systematic research aims to explore the potential effect of Yoga Sadhana and Yoga Nidra on selected physiological variable among Bharatanatyam artists. Objective. This research paper is an initiative to provide insight associated with the physiological health of Bharatanatyam artists by examining the interventions of Yoga Sadhana and Yoga Nidra on physiological health. Stage of my module development. First, I collected literature research from Google Scholars, PubMed, and ResearchGate, and that will help making me setting up yoga protocol. Then, once I selected the yoga protocol, I just take the variables and dependent variables, selecting the techniques into weekly modules. I selected the techniques like 3 days in a 12-month, and data completion and statistical analysis. Yoga module. For yoga module, I selected particular yoga asanas. The yoga asanas like Paschimottanasana, Ardha Ustrasana, and breathing practices. When I'm coming this breathing practices, this is not kind of a normal pranayama. Instead of normal pranayama, I inculcate some MSRT, mind sounds resonance technique to this breathing practice. And meditation, when meditation, I inculcate Yoga Nidra with meditation and Shadkarma. I use Shadkarma like Trataka, and Trataka will help to gaze at one point. And for Bharatanatyam dancers, it's very important be on the stage. So Trataka and Kapalbhati. So here is my research methodology. 30 female Bharatanatyam artists were randomly selected as subject. The age range between 18 to 21 years. And these 30 women were divided into 2 equal groups. Group 1 consists 15 underwent Bharatanatyam practice and yoga practice called experimental group, and another group 15 members only practice Bharatanatyam and they doesn't went any other practice. This training was given over a period of 12 weeks to the subject, 3 days in a week. Selection of variables and test. For these, I selected maximum oxygen uptake level, and the test was proceed by 6 minutes walk test. Then resting pulse rate. With the help of stopwatch and smartwatch, I used to take this resting pulse rate. Yes. This is my statistical tools. Here I am putting very crunchy output. The pre-test mean and post-test mean and adjusted post-test means. So here we can able to find out the difference. Pre-test and post-test matters. Okay, discussion on a hypothesis. Out of this statistical data, I found that the hypothesis was proven. That is, there was a significant decreases in resting pulse rate and there was a significant increases in maximum oxygen uptake. So conclusion, it was concluded that Yoga Sadhana and Yoga Nidra practice Bharatanatyam group is better than the control group in improving physiological variables is none other than cardiovascular endurance. And implication, Yoga Sadhana and Yoga Nidra is it's creating a magical implications. It's not only providing physical gestures and mental clarity. Overall, it gives the overall well-being to Bharatanatyam dancers. And I would like to recommend this research to some other research scholar. Why? Because I selected few, like 30 subjects as my research methodology. The same study can be conducted on different age groups and large numbers of subjects, and similar studies may be conducted by selecting other physiological variables. And also, I would like to dedicate these presentations to all the research enthusiastic out there. Thank you.
Have any questions from the audience side? Want to ask question? Yeah.
You have taken only sitting asanas. Is there any specific reason there is no standing asanas?
Yes, sir. Because Bharatanatyam is kind of a dynamic activity and it's a vigorous thing. Because in dance, we are not sitting and dancing. The Bharatanatyam dancers are always they're standing on the stage, right? So my aim is to maintaining the emotional and breathing level. So that's why I chose this set of asanas to providing more energy and back to their normal balance level.
Can you give some justification for improving physical fitness level by Yoga Nidra and Yoga Sadhana?
Yes, sir. Yoga sadhana is a kind of practice. In Ashtanga Yoga, we having yama, niyama, asana, pranayama. So asanas and pranayamas, as I consider is a yoga asana. But yoga nidra is something different, because when we doing yoga nidra, it gives more mental clarity. I'm not saying that only yoga asanas that doesn't give yoga asanas, but doing yoga asanas, we having more concentrations on the body level, and we trying to improving our gestures, postures. But yoga nidra is not like that. Yoga nidras is all about mental perfection. So I found this is the difference.
Okay.
Thank you. That
Thank
was a
you,
wonderful
sir.
presentation.
Thank you.
May I request Mr. Pratik from Srmist to present his paper.
So, a very warm good afternoon to everybody present here. My name is Pratik and I'm from CSE Gaming Tech, Department of Data Science and Business Systems, SRMIST. And I'm here to present this topic on a different domain, like compared to all the others which have been presented here, augmented reality. Before this, I would like to ask how many of you are familiar with augmented reality? Nobody? Okay. So put it in simple terms, augmented reality is basically superimposing digital information in real world. Like when we scan our camera on certain environment or certain things, we will get the digital information. Suppose a text is displayed or an image or maybe 3D models. A very popular example of it is Pokemon Go. I guess many of you must have played this game. So Pokemon Go was a really revolution in the field of augmented reality. This is a very new and upcoming technology, and by 2031, the AR market is expected to reach over $400 billion of market growth. And AR has many applications in gaming, sports, medicine, as well as in education. To present an application of AR in sports, first slide. First one, please. Okay. I'm here to present a project on AR-based real-time code dimension and marking generation. This project has been made under the guidance of Dr. R. Rajkumar and research scholar Mr. Balaji. So in this project, what we are doing is we are basically scanning an image and we are generating the digital code. So the existing systems, in the existing systems, we have manual code markings and standard dimensions. So many times it is like difficult for us to make the manual markings, or we don't find suitable grounds for the generating the code, or there might be some weather impacts and everything. So in order to deal with this situation, we are proposing a virtual code. Our proposed system includes overlaying a virtual code on our phone screen so that we can practice and we can do things anywhere. It will be really efficient and really convenient for the players, as well as for anybody who wants to play or just practice for fun. So this is the basic flow diagram of this project. So by this flow diagram, we can understand like basic working of AR also. First, we will start and open the application. It will prompt us to select the type of sport which we want. For now, we have only done tennis and badminton. So after selecting tennis, it will open the camera, and in front of camera, we need to put an image which is called marker. Augmented reality basically works either with marker based or markerless. So it scans a particular image and then displays whatever data is associated with that image. After scanning the marker, first, if the marker doesn't scan, then we need to scan again or put it in any particular good position so that we can scan it properly. So after scanning the marker, we will have three options. First of all, to generate the outer coat lines, let's say the outside lines and the net lines, then the inner coat lines. And after that, we can also increase the size of the coat. And this is just the basic prototype flow of things of the project. So here you can see, this is the screenshot of the implementation. We tried this in our dental ground only. So this was the image which was used for marker. And as you can see, there are three buttons for generating the outer lines, inner lines, as well as increasing the size of the image. So let us see a demo video of it. How is it working? Okay, so the whole application was developed in Unity using Vuforia software development kit, which is used for augmented reality. So here now, when we are clicking the outline button, it is generating the outline codes, and then by clicking the coat lines, the inner coat has been generated. So it will just give a virtual feel of this coat. Okay. So in conclusion, this research-based project just enhances the accessibility of playing things, as well as it will have various interactive tools also, like projectiles or proper practice things, and it will revolutionize sports, as AR is a really upcoming technology, and a lot of big companies like Meta, Snapchat, as well as Apple are working on it. Recent new development would be Snapchat's spectacles, in which just by wearing spectacles we can see the whole AR world. So this type of project can be used with devices like that, so that we can just easily do our things. And for future enhancement, we are planning to add more sports in it, and also simulation features like proper tracks for athletes, and allowing players to compete in various things. as well as multiplayer functionality in which many people can compete together and play together. So here are all the references which we have used for our paper. Again, I'm not of sports background, so if you have any questions regarding technical implementation, I would be happy to answer. Thank you.
You have any questions from the audience side?
No. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have Raja Lakshmi from Savita University.
Good afternoon, everyone, and good afternoon to all my teachers as well. My topic is fitness certifications in India, and this topic is not relevant to the theme of the conference. Somewhere last minute preparation, and that's why I've chosen this topic. And I had other beautiful topics also on innovations and new technology used in fitness, because basically I'm very much interested into fitness. I've been into fitness for past more than like 10 years. And I just want to talk about the regulation of certification industry of fitness industry. I mean, like what are the regulatory bodies are there and the lack of it and how it is affecting the professionalism in this industry. So I would like to just start my presentation with just one simple question. This is the base of this whole topic. It is a theoretical paper. Firstly, I just want to mention, how many of you want to lead a healthy lifestyle? This is my question. If you just raise your hand, I will just go ahead with it. And students, I know you all are sleeping. I'm asking one more time a question. How many of you want to lead a healthy lifestyle? My teacher raised his hand first. I want you to answer. How many of you want to lead a healthy lifestyle? Boys, you are very poor. எத்தனை பேர் ஹெல்தியான லைஃப் லீட் பண்ணணும்னு நினைக்கிறீங்கன்னு கேட்குறேன். See, you need to raise your hand. Okay, thank you. And I get every time irritated when students are not answering in the classroom. And every time even Tirumala Kumar sir have asked several times. And suddenly he will point out finger and ask us. And I remember even now, one time I did not answer. I was actually nodding my head and acting as if I was listening, but I did not listen in the statistics class. And thank you. So many have answered that you want to lead a healthy lifestyle. And for sure, all of you, those who are sitting here, by now would have realized the importance of being healthy. And the result of it, the industry has grown in past 10 years, and you can divide fitness industry's growth before and after COVID. If you look at it, it's a money minting industry, and so many people are earning so much. Even students, if you just do part-time, you can earn like a regular full-time job if you have interest. So with this, I'm just diving into my topic, fitness certification industry in India. So there's increased demand for this service, and people are aware of this certificate, aware of being healthy. But if you look at the other side, there is a lot of regulation, a lack of regulation in this industry. There is no regulatory body that says and sets the standard for certification in this industry. I somewhere felt that I need to bring this point in front of many experts and policymakers and senior leaders so that somewhere they can implement these things at their level and they can take it to the next level to the government so that this can change. Because in past 10 years, I'm seeing from the day I started searching that I wanted to do certification in fitness. And from my own experience, I can share many things that they charge so much, but the quality, if you see, there's nothing. And the faculty who's delivering the content also is not up to the mark. And who sets the standard? Every nook and corner in Chennai, if you look at it, 10 years back, there is no certification academy on this area. But if you just go on Google, you will find in every area there are certification companies which is offering. If they own gym, then if they have basic knowledge in this industry, and they started offering. So who sets standard for this? And that's like question mark. I just want to put it here in front of the senior academicians. And I just want to mention some of the popular certifications in India. If you can just compare, I'm talking about the status of Indian companies which is offering certification programs. And at the international level, if you look at, they have very standardized certifications. And if you look at their materials, and if you go through any kind of like their certification standard, you can never we cannot even compare. We don't even have even 10% of what they are having. That's what I will say. All copy paste is happening. And even if you read one paragraph from their book, it is based on research. And I have seen that, I have read that book, several books at international books like ACSM and AS Material and then NASM. And it's a gold standard books. Even now for physical education content, I refer those books. And there are famous certifications which are personal training, everyone knows about it, and then people, they do nutrition related certifications and group fitness classes. In general, if you look at these three are very famous. And other than this, there are several like specialized certifications have come up now, like group fitness. If you take, there are aerobics, Zumba, HIIT, Pilates, yoga, and many more. And personal training, it's always there. And here, I would like to, next slide, please. No, fifth slide. Fifth, oh yeah, thank you. So here are some of the internationally recognized certifications. Students, you can just look at it. And if you want to do certifications, please go for this. Not the small scale certifications which will not give you any standardized certification at the international level. It's all gold standard certification. Wherever you go in this world, it will be recognized. So first one is American Council on Exercise. Everyone would have heard about it, ACE. In short form, they say it, and I'm a ACE personal trainer. And this offers certifications, and the gold standard certification, the basic is you need to have CPR course. And they'll check whether you have skilled in this area, and then only you will be eligible to be ACE trainer. And in that ACE certification, there are several certifications are there. You can go to their website and you can see. Next one is American College of Sports Medicine, ACSM. Again, this is also a gold standard certification recognized globally. And any research you want to search related to fitness and sports, you can go to their website and read their articles. You'll have update information on this site in ACSM. And NASM, same like National, same like ACSM. And NASM is again for brand recognition. Everyone knows about it. I don't know how many of you know about this AS. When I say AS, ACSM, NASM, ISSA, and NCSF, and NSCA. By now, you must be knowing, even students, if you have interest in fitness. So NASM, again, if you want to have brand value, then this is good. But for all these certifications, you need to go for recertifications, and you need to pay. Again, you need to earn credit by attending a lot of online and offline workshops which is conducted throughout India, and even online workshops also, to keep your certificate alive. After 2 years this expires, and this is also a business. So we need to understand that this is a business. Even certification industry is a business. But they have the standard. Outside India, if you look at it, they have a standard. But in India, they look at it just as a business. When we see education as business, and for sure we cannot expect anything other than money. And there won't be any standard. And next we have types of certification I have already explained. And employment opportunity and recognition after doing these certifications. So what you can do? I can just bring the chain, like starting from you all want to lead healthy lifestyle and you go for that service. And there is a demand for fitness professionals, and there is an increased demand for professionals. So certification companies have come up and they are offering courses, not bothered about the standard. And if you look at in India, there are old fitness companies are there, like K11. I don't know how many of you have heard NASS and K11. And these certificate, if you do certification in these brands, then somewhere you are recognized. And all the gym, even Gold's Gym, they started offering fitness certification courses. Why? Those who are owning gym, why they are getting into fitness certification? Because again, it's a money minting business. So we cannot mix both, like certification and service business. Both are totally different. And so next slide. Okay, so you can look at the regulatory environment in India and what all the industry bodies are there, regulatory bodies are there to say what to do and what not to do. So if you look at it, there is no centralized governing authority. So there is no single centralized government agency overseeing this fitness certification in India. If you look at it, there are some organizations like REPS, it's there, but are they looking at the standard? Are they worried about the standard of the fitness industry in India? No. So if you know, then if you go to them, then they will give you the accreditation or whatever you need. Then, but most of the people are not aware of it. It is largely self-regulated. So I want to open a company and want to offer a course, I can do it. And I have actually an idea of doing it. From past 10 years, I have that in my mind, but there are so many, like 100 certification programs are run all the time. Like if you look at it in my area itself. But who's teaching, if you look at it, and who's deciding who has to teach, there is no standard for it. This is not happening in other areas. Like if you look at it in other areas, it's not happening just like that. And then fitness training institutions and organizations. If you look at these institutions, they are offering certification program within, it is recognized only within the industry. Only those who know about the industry know about it. And again, it is not governed by a government body, or it is mostly a single Indian body which governs them. And then next is Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. So again, what they do, you all must be knowing, and they do a lot of activity to promote fitness and wellness among Indian population. But its role in certifying fitness professional is still evolving, and it's still a doubt that whether are they worried about it. It is largely like untouched and unnoticed, and people should look at it, and especially education sector, because we need to get into it. And I see a lot of other people, department people are getting into it, especially, I don't know whether physiotherapists are here. They are largely like they are coming into it and as if they are owning it. And people, those who don't know to do exercise, you cannot say like it's like they cannot get into it without even knowing how your body responds. How will you be able to teach? So that's my biggest question, because there is large gap of professionalism. So this is happening. There are several factors driving this industry growth. As I have mentioned, first point is people want to stay healthy, and that's health conscious of people, and urbanization. So due to urban lifestyles, people are losing their health, and again they are going back in maintaining their health. And there are services that is provided, online, offline, gym, personal training, and there are several other services are offered. So people want to choose it even to just kill time. And then the government initiatives and to promote healthy lifestyle, and they are conducting a lot of activities. So these are all the driving factors for this industry growth. And also the prevalence of lifestyle diseases are there, and that again leads to this chain goes in and finally ends in this point what I'm talking. And there are several government initiatives are there to, and also like if you talk about technology, there are several apps to track your like your performance, and even if you walk, it counts your steps and it counts how many calories you're burning and heart rate. You name it, like it's there, even in 500 rupees watch. So people, they started, doing a lot of activity, and thereby again, it's a chain. And for an example, if I have to mention, Talvakas, you all would have heard about, there are several gyms, famous gyms are there, Gold's Gym, and then Talvakas. Talvakas recently announced they're going to have 50 new fitness centers by 2024, targeting cities, big cities. So here again they want to get into certification industry. I really don't know like who's, so again, there is money, and that's why this industry is like growing. Why service industry is getting into fitness industry, certification industry. And then there are a lot of challenges are there in this area. One is like, again coming back to the point, lack of centralized regulation, and then inconsistent certification standards. So there is no like standard in the certification industry, and then thereby there is no safety. Who bothers about what happens to the clients? So if there is no proper professional, obviously that is going to affect like whom you are going to train. They're not going to get the proper service. And then again, that will lead to misleading marketing. So even when we talk about marketing, we don't need to say in everything after COVID, in everything there is immunity. And they say even in the service they'll say there is immunity. That's how it is, the current scenario. So when there is a lack of professionalism, obviously that will lead to misleading marketing. And what are the challenges in this industry? Lack of standardization and low awareness of certification value, and regional disparities. So first point is lack of standardization, and by just reading it you all know. And the second point is low awareness of certification value. And even I have done 10 years back, I have paid 45,000 for a certification, believing that it is a international standard certification. After paying, then I realized that it is just a local, company, a lady who runs a fitness certification, who owns, who's doing freelancing certification. She is just offering a course. If you look at her basic qualification, she does not have any qualification, but still she offers. Since we paid and then I got certification, but if I go to some other country, I cannot show that certification. This happened to me, and it can happen to anyone, especially students, those who want to do certification. So please look at the standard and know the value of certification and how it is valued. You must know about it. And regional disparities, again, if you go to like a small town, for sure you won't get these kind of quality certification programs. And so this is again another challenge. And I would like to just conclude by saying this. So there is a need for regulation, and there should be a unified regulatory body to set a standard in this industry, and reputable certification, it matters. So whoever wants to become a certified professional in fitness industry, you need to prioritize your certification, and you need to go for the trusted institutions. And then you need to understand what is the opportunity ahead of you, and accordingly you need to certify yourself. And my recommendation is for aspiring fitness professionals, choose accredited certification programs, because focus on programs that are internationally certified, well regarded, especially within India. If you want to stay in India, you look at the standard and where it can be recognized. And then stay updated with industry trends, because in past 10 years, I have seen a lot of changes. If you look at it 10 years back, it was not even there. It's all like started just in 10 years, I'm seeing a lot of difference. So you stay updated with industry trends and what is happening, and you keep learning and keep adapting to the new trends, and especially in specialized areas like, if you look at a special population, now our India is no more, we are not having youngsters anymore. This old population is keep on increasing. So the focus will be for sure on their health. And if you look at it, all again, wherever money goes, by default, it will go there only. So you need to focus on, like, special population training is trending now. Even the certification industry, certification in personal certification, group fitness classes in special population is actually trending. And this area also specialized training, you need to be updated with all these trainings and focus on client-centered practices. So why you are doing certification? Again, to offer services. To whom? Again, people who are in need of it. So that should be your standard. So what you're going to give to your clients. So focus should be on your clients. So you need to understand clients' goals and health needs to build a personalized fitness programs. So I'm ending here, and I hope you would have at least got a little bit of information, especially students. Any doubt? Thank you.
It's a good topic, and it's almost like a eye-opener subject. But I think you said no in the conclusion, the regulatory body must be there to control this certification. Whom you mean that no, the regulatory body, the government?
Yeah, mainly.
Or the universities? That you are not mentioned. This problem is there. What is the solution?
So, can I answer, sir? Usually, the certification which is offered by universities, I feel somewhere there is standard. There are education people are looking at the standard of the syllabus, and they look at it, and somewhere there is some standard. It's already there at the educational level, I'm saying. But if you go outside, and there are small even gyms are offering certification courses. Who's saying no to them? Who's saying yes to them? They don't need to go anywhere. I feel even government should get into it. Either one or even education, like UGC can, like the one who is regulating educational bodies can get into it and do, especially from education, they need to get into it and do this, sir. Otherwise, again, it will become a business. Associations, and then already there are some institutions like reps, registered exercise professional. There is a portal where you can register yourself and you can do it. But still, I feel somewhere all these will become a business. So only if government and educational institutions get in, then there will be a solution, sir.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's a nice topic, you explained it. See, just for your information, I'm telling, just last week, one person approached me to get an appointment regarding to discuss related with the certification program. Already he is offering with the consultation from Australian company. He is running a fitness center over Tamil Nadu. Especially in Coimbatore, he is running a very established fitness center, it seems. I have not visited it, but he explained it. So regarding this, we are going to meet in the month of December. He is expecting that certification from your university, if it is possible. We have some collaboration like industry institutional collaboration program. So in such a way that industry is joined with the universities, then you can expect that standard for the evaluation and for the validation.
Yes, sir. If they're running international standard certifications with their recognition, then it's well and good. You cannot compromise on the quality, sir. Because even the faculty who is delivering a content should be qualified. And in that way, there are standards when you're doing international level certifications. And when it is done with the education institution, obviously there will be standard. There are independently like freelancing people are doing, and I'm talking about that.
No, I'm not exactly knowing. After discussion with him, I came to know what is exactly he expects. Just I explained.
I feel it's...
Now the people are getting awareness to collaborate with the university.
Yes.
To give the certification.
It
Otherwise,
has value, sir, long-term value. It has university name. Obviously, it has so much of value.
Yes.
Sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Raji,
yes.
Out of this list, how many are from government background?
All these from not from India, sir, for sure.
Government. Is they are supported by the particular government, American government? American Council of Exercise?
Sir, not sure.
It's not.
It is not.
It's not. Yes. It's not a government body. I'm right. My question is okay. Okay. So the role of government nowadays is very less, especially when taking the computer field. Once upon a time, we want to get the certification from government bodies like DOT. Now there is no need of getting certification from DOT. All private agency proving their quality, they are giving certification, and those who are getting certificate, they are excelling than the certificates of government. Am I right, sir? Okay, so in that way, yes. In that way, the regulation body from government will be there, whereas the university or the qualified with the potential can offer certification courses. Am I right?
Yes.
As per your point.
Yes, sir.
So government or the university, if you are restricting that limit, so many are now having the BPA degree from government university.
If we talk about those things.
Okay, BPA degree from government university.
universities.
Check the quality.
Okay.
So government is not a one
Solution.
scale to measure the quality.
All right, sir. But I just gave suggestion. I don't think that will be an end point.
Okay. So the basic is the potential, whether they are offering a real course. So the candidate who are trying to offer or take the course must see that whether that the institution is offering a quality course by the quality professionals.
Okay.
So in that way, it will be meaningful to get the certification. Otherwise, if you are seeing that whether it's a government institution, whether it is a branded particular institution, there is no use.
I feel
Yes.
even in certification, brand name is there, sir. Like these all brand names. They have set that brand name, like they have created that brand name. So even in the institutions, like K11 is one of the like famous certification institution in India.
Okay.
When they go to gyms, they are recognized. And even there are some organization, they have this recognized thing. It is happening, sir, but no one is knowing about it.
Because the world is now taking in another view. Say for
Yes.
national education policy, we are not restricting anything. We are opening every avenue. It is a responsibility of the student or the citizen to check and to go. So always you cannot expect any government or anything to monitor and check. Driving license ke konja relax பண்ணிட்டாங்க பாத்துக்கோங்க.
Okay.
Government is giving driving license. Now they are private driving schools are because in the world is changing. So government நம்பி இருக்காதீங்க, maximum government சொல்லிடுச்சு நினைக்கிறேன். So private, only thing is we have to see the quality and potential.
Quality, yes. Sir.
For that we can have so many scales to measure. Yes, sir. Sir.
Certificate or the title of the certificate, the qualified instructor, whether he is a certified instructor or professionals are conducting, who is conducting, that is very important. That is the in the student, those who are they must preview all these things, then only they can support.
Yes, sir. That's a right point, sir. That there should be a stand, like
The presenter Raji's expectation is she's in a confused state. ஏன் அப்படின்னா இல்ல அவங்களுடைய எக்ஸ்பெக்டேஷன் என்னன்னா there are so many organizations, they are distributing certificate just by getting money. இதுக்கு என்ன சொல்யூஷன்? யாராவது ஒருத்தர் either in government or some other body has to evaluate quality. Otherwise, unnecessarily 40,000 she has spent already just 10 years back.
That your grievances are who bells the cat.
That's it.
Now the situation, who bells the cat?
Who?
Now,
okay.
who bells the cat?
பூனைக்கு யார் மணி கட்டுறது?
Sir?
ஐயோ.
Who bets the cat, sir?
Who bells the cat? பூனைக்கு
Bells
யார்
the
மணி
cat.
கட்டுறது? பூனைக்கு யார் மணி கட்டுறது? இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய நடக்குது. இதுக்கு யார் நம்ம we have to put a regulatory body. இதை we have to raise. Actually, it's a very good this thing because many people are affected. அதனால we should take it into consider. This team should work on this, and I suggest this. One of the resolution of this conference that they should make a committee to review this issue and to find out the solution, good solution. Thank you. It's a very good program.
Thank you, sir. Thank you to all my teachers.
சார் வந்து ஒலிம்பிக் அசோசியேஷன் வச்சாங்க. நீங்களே டிசைட் பண்ணலாம் சார் அதெல்லாம். பாடி எவாலுவேஷன் எப்போ வந்து அசோசியேஷன் எஃப்ஐவிபிலாம் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அவங்க சென்னையில் இருந்ததுன்னா அவங்களே ஏதாவது ஒரு சர்டிஃபிகேட் கோர்ஸ் வச்சுட்டு என்ன பண்ணாங்க தெரியுமா? ஒரு அசோசியேஷன் tomorrow next and also in the sector sir அதனால வந்து
Okay, thank you. There are two more online presentations. I think you can.
Hello, sir, am I audible? So, good afternoon, everyone. I am Multivariate. Multivariate spread performance using an anomaly spread. But let me begin. Multivariate analysis and spread performance looks at a variety of factors.
And your voice is very low.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, you can speak. Ma'am, just 1 minute. Just hold on. நீதான் பண்ணு. அதை பண்ணல. இப்பதான் ஃபுல் ஸ்க்ரீன். You can present now.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Aditi Valdez. I'm a final.
Actually.
Multivariate sports performance anomaly detection, which I had the privilege of writing with my HOD, Dr. S. Prasanna. So the title may sound complex, but let me break it down. So multivariate analysis in sports performance looks at a variety of factors that impact an athlete's performance. So not just their past time, which we usually see in sports analysis. This includes their injury history, playing conditions like weather, pitch or court type, timing of the game, and even the opponent's strength. This is all that we're probably not used to including when we're doing analysis. So, sports performance is dynamic and can be affected by factors like fatigue, travel, and mental state, which are often overlooked in traditional analysis. By using anomaly detection, unusual patterns, so whether an athlete is going through a slump or is in peak form, can be spotted. This allows coaches and analysts to adjust training tactics and rest schedules based on the athlete's unique performance history and conditions, ensuring more targeted and effective support. It moves beyond traditional statistics like points scored or goals made and provides a deeper data driven understanding of an athlete's true capabilities. So, just as an athlete is about to have a slump in his career, we can analyze that okay, this is not what his base, it is lesser than his average, and we can from that point onwards, instead of waiting for a very, very bad performance and then going, we can predict when an athlete is going to slump or when an athlete is going to really be in form. So, the background of this is that sports analysis in India has evolved significantly. So, shifting from basic statistics to advanced data driven insights. In the past, cricket matches were mostly analyzed on traditional metrics like scores and wickets. However, with the growth of leagues like the Indian Premier League, the focus has moved towards more dynamic data analysis. So during IPL matches, we now see real-time graphics such as run rate, player performance charts, and pitch heat maps, providing fans and analysts with a much deeper understanding of the game. These statistics make the game much more interesting because we get to see a real life example of how data can be used to completely change our perception. Someone who doesn't know anything about cricket can look at a graph over time and understand that okay, this is not what is usually this is not what usually happens in a game. This player is scoring much more than average or much less, or usually he gets like 4 wickets in a game or 3 wickets in a game, but today he's finished all 4 of his overs without a wicket. So this is the way that we can understand what factors get into data driven anomaly detection. So, for example, in-depth analysis of a bowler's economy rate, a batsman's strike rate across different overs, and even field placements based on player performance data have become integral. Recognizing the power of this data, we sought to enhance this approach by diving deeper into performance patterns using advanced analytics to better predict and optimize player performance under varying conditions. So, if we look into the existing research, we understand that most of the analysis that has happened is mostly just time series forecasting or time series analysis. For example, this is a map by ESPN Cricinfo, which is probably the leading cricket analytics website. And even this graph that it has shown is basic time series analysis, which you can do based on just the data of the runs. So, for example, in this case, it's scores during a winning chase in an ODI for a batsman. Just basic data, and you can put it in and you can get this graph. Even from this graph, we understand that, okay, MS Dhoni's average has been 101.84 in successful run chases. So if he performs below that, if he, for example, if he just performs maybe 90 runs, then we'll understand it's a little below what has happened. But maybe this is also a little skewed in the sense that during this year, probably there was such a great performance that it has completely skewed the average. Because if you look at this graph, then the average should have been somewhere here, but it's gone much higher because of this one performance. So this is not always reliable, and it only has quantitative data backing it. It does not have what kind of weather, the pitch, or any sort of other information that could completely be even more beneficial. So, like I said, past research relied on basic stats like averages. Recent studies, such as the Bolam, which was released, the paper that was released in 2022, use machine learning and multivariate analysis to capture complex performance factors, improving predictions beyond traditional metrics. So my idea or our idea is to use not only just the historical data that has always been used and has been very, very efficient in analyzing these patterns, but also to use game conditions and player metrics, put them into a neural network, let it add its weights, let it figure out a pattern and get outliers, which can give us two things: performance analysis, whether a player played, like what was his form, did he play better than average, less than average, or strategic decisions. So at what position should a player play? Sometimes an opener could do better in a certain game in certain conditions if he goes third. So these strategic decisions can be enhanced if we have data backing us. Now, the outcomes I can give two: a short term as well as a long term outcome. A short term outcome could be performance optimization. So once we understand that, okay, in this pitch or in this stadium, in these conditions, this player plays very well, or against this specific team, maybe Australia, this team performs very well or very bad. However it is, we can easily understand what is happening. A long term outcome would be competitive advantage. Now here, if we understand that the data that I use right now is IPL data, but if we use Indian team data, we will understand that they don't just play T20, they play one day and they play a lot of different formats. So there's a lot of different variations in the data, which cannot just be done through the match data that we have. So long term, we'll have a competitive advantage because we'll have even more data, we'll have even more variables to alter, and we can understand the best combination of players to take on for our teams. So now if we look into the methodology, the data collection framework, currently I used a Kaggle data set, which gave me all of these all of this data for about 14 years worth of data. And this helped because I have data that bowlers can be used for bowlers, best bowling strike, or you can use most dot balls innings, or most wickets. These are all bowler related data. I have batsman related data. So I have player data for the last 14 years that was very easily which was very helpful in me to understand what is the kind of data that would be very helpful in creating such kind of a program. So it allows for a comprehensive analysis of player metrics, incorporating critical variables like heart rate and performance trends. This historical data forms the basis of machine learning applications in sports performance analysis. So in my case, because I did not have, I had this data, I had a bit more data, but I did not have heart rate, or I did not have physiological data that you need at the moment. So that is currently a drawback. Currently, future use would probably be to incorporate even those metrics. For now, I have just made with roughly creating heart rate. So it's artificial data, it's not real data, but it has been used in my algorithm and I've been able to get an answer. So interdisciplinary integration, because this focuses on the player's mindset and what factors allowed for, like what factors contributed for a player to play in a certain way. This methodology will also integrate biomechanics and exercise science to develop a holistic understanding of athletic performance. So this interdisciplinary approach captures the impact of various factors, including environmental condition, player behavior on performance metrics. Neural network processing. So this is a diagram of how I would ideally picture my neural network. So the input here are the biometric sensors like the heart rate. game statistics, which we have, environmental data, for example, what was the weather, was there dew on the pitch and all of that, and position metrics. So which order, what was the batting order and all. The processing layer made use of convolution layer. The convolution layer helped with movement patterns. The dense layer helped with feature integration, which I will get on in a few slides. And recurrent layer helped with temporal analysis. So the very important part of this kind of data and this use case is that the data has to be completely in order. I cannot even mix up one match worth of data. Maybe a match that happened in May, I cannot report it to be in September because the weather keeps changing for that particular location. So the recurrent layer was very important in this scenario because the temporal analysis had to be perfect, the dates had to be matched and everything. The output gave me game statistics in the sense that it told me which player played well, which player didn't play well, which player is on the verge of having lesser performance than usual, and environmental data. So in environmental data in this scenario would be what is the temperament of the player to the other player. So if I was a coach, I would also look into how a player looks, like how a player deals with the different temperament of the opponent player. So that is also something that we get into the data. That is also we understand that, okay, this player maybe got affected by a certain statement or something. All of that data can be analyzed using match data and analyzing at what time, what happened. So the proposed model employs a transformer-based neural network. Transformers in this case were very helpful because transformers have the capability time series analysis. So anytime you have to work on temporal data, transformers are very useful. Utilizing self-attention mechanisms to identify intricate relationships among performance variables. These components dynamically process sequential data, enhancing the detection performance anomalies and underlying trends. So feature engineering. Now, feature engineering is very helpful because when I received the data, it was just a bunch of statistics, right? It was this player, how many fours did he hit, how many sixes did he hit, did he drop any boundaries, all run rate, all of these factors, it's just numbers at the end of the day. So in order for me to actually understand something from it, feature engineering was important. So the key features that we got on was the rolling averages. For example, if a player has an average throughout his career, then if you plot the performance of a particular day, we can understand whether it was below average or above average, just like how I showed in that previous slide for MS Dhoni. Fatigue metrics, we can track if a player is getting tired based on their past games. So while, for example, even the IPL is scheduled in a way that no team plays any game, like there is a minimum gap of 1 or it is scheduled for the player to not feel fatigue for whatever reason there may be fatigue. So fatigue metrics are also very important. Temporal features, if we look at how a player performs time from match to match. So the important part of this project is that players are not mapped overall, like how, if I have a batsman, how should a batsman perform is not what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the batsman's own data. How well is he doing in relation to himself? Then we looked at handling missing data. Thankfully, in this scenario, there was no missing data, but in real life, for whatever reason, maybe hardware malfunction, we may have data. So even those methods were added to understand that, okay, if there are null values for whatever reason, we have learned how to fix it. We did normalization. We made sure all data is on the same level, like comparing. So for example, if we look into this data, it's just data. There is no categories of, okay, this is bowler data or batsman data. Sometimes we have all-rounders. For example, even Virat Kohli, he did bowling in 2008 in the IPL. So we can't really understand, a batsman might have bowled a couple of times. So all of this data is so like you cannot make different categories and make it a hard and fast rule. It's all gray. So therefore, we have done normalization to ensure that all data is on the same level, like comparing similar statistics for all the players. Now we are in the model development. If we see a transformer-based model. So the transformer-based model in sports performance analysis is a highly advanced tool designed to examine and understand player performance over time. So if we look at even the term I used before, or even if you see here, self-attention mechanism. So what this is that it allows the model to focus on specific parts of the data that are most relevant at any given time. So for example, if a player's performance is drastically changed in a specific match, the model can prioritize analyzing that game to understand the reason behind it. So either the model can analyze, okay, what went wrong in this particular game, what has happened in the last few days. So in this scenario, analyzing data from 2008 does not make sense because it is irrelevant to what I'm currently asking for. We have also used multiple encoder layers, which allows several layers, like I showed in the diagram. In the previous diagram, there were multiple layers that were used. So the data is then processed sequentially. Each layer identifies patterns in the data, both short term and long term. So short term could be a sudden dip in performance, or a long term could be steady improvement throughout the season. These methods, they should also be analyzed, because it's very easy to say, okay, this player did not perform, like this player's performance was not up to the mark today. But we also need to understand whether the player is putting in the effort and actually bettering himself with every game. Positional encoding. So since player performance data is sequential over time, over years, positional encoding helps the model to understand the order of the data. So this is critical to track changes in performance over time and recognize trends. So transformers, and one of the key reasons why I used a transformer in this case is that they have multi-head attention. So this allows the model to analyze various performance metrics such as points scored, or for example, if you're looking at football or any other, not just IPL, even assists or tackles can be analyzed. So all of this can be done simultaneously. So it's not just I'm focusing on one particular player. I can focus on different players at different times and give a cohesive answer, a cohesive response. Oh, yes, sir. So the result of my project was the performance evaluation metric. So what I did was I had data from 2008 to 2022. I used only the 2008 to 2021, and then at the end of it, it gave me a couple of players that did not perform well or on the verge of having a slump. And it was almost not perfect. There was an 80% prediction into which players will do well, which players will not do well. There was also injury risk prediction. So for certain players, I have added a couple of injuries that they had. Are they fit to play? Should they play? Will it affect them? This obviously a coach can do, but in the event that a further prediction is required, this could also be potentially useful. And this is some of the outputs that I had. So for example, this was the initial stages of the response. So based on his batting performance, based on MS Dhoni's batting performance in 2019, the overall form was phenomenal. This was the trend. His bowling was also stable. And this was the player snapshot for a particular player with the predictive outlook. So runs, strike rate, boundary count. So all of these factors were given. And this is the future work, which in the future we could incorporate, like I said, psychological and environmental variables for a comprehensive understanding. So while I don't have psychological metrics now, if this could be taken up and used with psychological variables, it could be a much more overall view into the player. That's it. Thank you so much. Sir, sir, the majority, the Kaggle data set, so majority, 95% of the data that I used was the actual real life statistics. The 5% that I used was just the, like heart rates, physiological factors that I could not get real life data of. That was the 5%. So I feel like with more refinement of the weights, we can come to a more or less we can better the model at any given chance, and with emerging technology we can figure out a way to make it better. But transformers in my case, despite the bias, was because I needed something that could effectively map my data on a time basis. And with regards to the enormous data that is required, we can look at, yes, for example, some players, they may only play for 3 years or 1 year, so it does not. So in that scenario, maybe a transformer may not be useful. But if we have a lot of data, like for example from the 2000s or 1990 or that amount of data, we can also understand that if there was a similar player who had a similar history or had a similar physique or a similar form, we could understand, okay, this is what happened with him, maybe this is how we can help this. So that is one thing. Second thing is, maybe I can improve the amount of variables that I include. So right now I have very less because I don't have a real life data set. This data set was real life, but it was just the statistics. The numerical aspect of it is what is my real life. But if I have physiological data, then that would be immense, because that would mean for each player so many different factors: heart rate, concentration, physical, like whether they are angry or all of that. There are a lot of factors that I can utilize, which would need the computing strength of a transformer. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so good afternoon, everyone present here. I'm Jay Srivastharan, and this is.
I'm Yashasvi Prakash. Okay.
Okay, sir.
We're students from CSC department of Padapalli campus, and we're here to present a paper on Formula One race performance prediction based on weather conditions.
So this paper was done by me, her, and our mentor, Dr. Golda Diller. So what is Formula One? Formula One is actually car racing where the cars go in circles, and the main thing about this car is actually the wheels are out and it has amazing aerodynamics, which makes us interesting. And all Formula One, the driver of the team just support each other and fight against each other to get the podium. The team that they have behind, which has been helping them throughout the race. More like are we all is it audible now, sir?
Sir, is it audible now?
Yeah, as I was saying, the race is not being like it's only for the times. It's also strategy team, pitch stop thing they've been working for. Pitch stop is one where they've been like changing the tires between the race, and strategy is one who actually the the strategy team will be like telling drivers way to turn, what are the condition front of them and all the details. And our project will be like an important role in this particular case. Talking about the Formula One and the technology advancement, as I said, technology advancement in Formula One is actually the aerodynamic seatings and the strategy team and their data set and the communication they give. In the communication, like while delivering the data to the drivers. And this is also something that attracts a lot of people from different countries. And we also have drivers from different countries. The only thing that we are little concerned is we don't have much, player or participants from India. Not only as drivers, but also as sponsors or car sponsors. Presentation. Are we audible now, sir? Sorry, sir. Okay. So as I was telling, it has global audience where it attracts a lot of fans. And one of the biggest concern we have regarding this is we have a lot of fans from India, but then not a participant in general. We don't have any Indian drivers or Indian cars also being sponsored. So that is one of a major thing. And talking about economical impact, Formula One is the richest motor sport ever to exist. And they spend a lot of money to conduct the race, but not just that, they gain a lot of revenue from that. So now I'm going to talk about how AI and ML are, going to take a big part in Formula One. Number one,
I'm sorry, sir. We are having a little issue with the bandwidth right now.
so basically what our project does is it predicts the weather condition and gives a very, big of a statistical data to the driver, which just, makes the particular driver win. And it just predicts like which position the driver will be getting once they get the relevant data. We actually made a working demo, so like a working model. Can we show that to you?
Can we continue with the presentation, sir? Yes, sir. So our project, what we've tried to implement is we want the
relevant data of the drivers, and also the weather condition of the particular place the race is going to take place, and we'll be like feeding it manually. And once that's been like fed manually, it will be able to predict which position the driver might actually get. Okay, so based on that, we'll be like able to give the strategical data to the driver while they're driving, to tell them and to let them know like which take or which turn they're supposed to do and how the aerodynamic works.
We wanted to find a model that would give us an accurate solution, but also simple predictions based on the weather conditions, which will make the job of the strategist easy. We have trained some models like for random forest boosting models and also regression techniques. And the most accurate turned out to be a linear regression model. It's efficient, fast, and simple, making it the perfect model for our project. So our approach was first we did the data collection from Aircast API, which is the official API of the Formula One website, where they have real data that was collected over time, historical data, and we also took the weather data from the same site. After the data collection, we performed some exploratory data analysis and as well as feature engineering, where we generated the average driver polling data as well as the temperature and weather features. So after that, we trained 4 models, which was linear regression, random forest, gradient boosting, and XG boost. And after comparing and evaluating all these new models, we came up with linear regression as the best one. We used mean absolute error values and the mean squared values for comparison. So the input parameters that we used for our test cases was something similar to this, where we have our temperature, the category of data of the category of the weather type, and also the driver average polling positions, as well as the constructor average points, and all those kind of features. This is the output that we've received, where we can evidently see that for sunny type data, for sunny weather, we have a higher averaging driver position, finish positions, while compared to the rainy and the wet track conditions.
It's more like, so when the clouds are like, there is no clouds and it's very much sunny outside, we can see that the tires won't have like, the tires will be very much smooth on the track. So that time, the drivers will be able to like reach higher positions. Whereas during rainy times, the drivers won't be able to drive that much fast and won't be able to overtake or turn in general. So that time we'll be having very much low pole positions. So regarding this, we actually had a conversation with one of the international drivers. His name is Dave Gore. He's an American DTM motorsport player. So we actually had a personal conversation with him regarding what is the major problem he faces. And he told that it was weather. How he said that was because everything, the car is being built based on the weather condition. That is like aerodynamics, wind, and then the tires that literally rely on the rain or the sunny side of the cloud. And he also stated that he literally lost his confidence when he went to the track and it started raining and he wasn't able to have a very good grip or control over his car, which was like a major drawback for him to lose. Which was a major drawback and it made him lose the race.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, but our focus was on simplicity and efficiency. And as our results have shown, that it performed the best out of the other models that we tried to use. Yes, sir. We all. Yes, so well, we didn't have enough time for us to do the project. That's why it's a simple project, but we do plan on having a future scope.
So this is a future scope. Actually, we have planned a lot of things.
We plan on using like real-time predictions instead of historical data. We plan on taking live weather track data and to have just a prediction continuously during the race, and also maybe like IoT sensors on cars so that we can get live information of the track temperature, humidity, and the tire conditions. And So we also have a working model. Can we like show it to you? Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Yes.
Okay, thank you. With that, we come to the end of today's session. Thank you for joining. So tomorrow we are starting by 9 o'clock. All the presentations will be, I think there will be talk, then followed by presentations. Have a good day.
Thank you.